And it's an honor to be with you. It's an honor to be any place they can pronounce my name correctly. This is a true story. When I first ran for office in Illinois, I said, "Hi, my name is Raja Krishnamoorthi." And someone said to me, "Raja Krishnamoorthi, where did you get that funny name and what does it mean?" So I said it's very simple. Translated from an ancient Asian language, it means Congressman for the 8th District of Illinois. I want to observe those 3 rules of public speaking. Be short, be sweet, and be gone. 3 points. First of all, can you give a big round of applause to Steve New and the entire organizers of this conference? What a wonderful day and what a wonderful conference. Give them a big round of applause. It takes a lot to organize an event like this. I want to also say a special thank you to Speaker Mike Johnson, who actually organized and arranged for this historic room to be the venue of this conference. So please give him a big round of applause too. Second point, I want to thank all of you for taking precious time out of your busy schedules to fly in from around the country to be here. I know all of you are very, very busy people, but today is a very important day. Why are we here? We're here to celebrate the repeal of the Chinese Exclusion Act. Now, what is the Chinese Exclusion Act? It's the first time in our history that we ever excluded members of one ethnic group from ever immigrating to our country. That is wrong. It's dead wrong. It goes against the motto of our country. What is the motto of our country? E pluribus unum, out of many, one. That is what America has always been. America has always been the home to immigrants. And through those immigrants, we have formed a country that I believe is the greatest nation the world has ever seen. Why do I know? Because I'm an immigrant myself. I'm one of the few naturalized citizens in Congress. I'm the only Asian American member of the U.S. House of Representatives from Illinois, and I'm so proud to have Chinese Americans among my constituents, and I'm so glad that in 1943, this particular Chinese Exclusion Act was repealed. But here's the thing. For the next 22 years, until 1965, only 105 members of the Chinese origin community were allowed to immigrate per year, even after the Exclusion Act was repealed. Only in 1965, when Lyndon Johnson finally made massive immigration reform, were Chinese immigrants fully welcome to this country. But now I segue to my third and final point, which is this. There's an old saying in Washington, D.C., if you don't have a seat at the table, you're on the menu. And none of us can afford to ever be on the menu. Am I right about that? And that's true about our families, that's true about our communities, nobody. And so what I want you to do today, as we celebrate the repeal of the Chinese Exclusion Act, as we think about acts of Chinese inclusion into this country. What do you think about that? We need more acts of Chinese inclusion. Let me tell you a little bit about you. The recent census, the 2020 census, indicated that the Chinese American community is one of the fastest growing communities in this country. It's one of the most prosperous communities in this country. It's one of the best educated communities in this country. And it's one of the best looking groups of people I've ever seen. Okay, that was not a Wikipedia entry. I'm embellishing a little bit. But the point is this. I think the Chinese American community is one of the finest groups of people in America. And we need more acts of Chinese American inclusion into our country. So how do we do that? Act number 1, it's time to vote. Will we all commit to doing that in the upcoming elections, and that's voting? I don't care if you're a Republican, Democrat, or Independent. Do you think that Chinese Americans should vote? Yes! Okay, second point. It's time to work for causes bigger than ourselves. Will you do that for me and all of us? Work for causes bigger than ourselves as Chinese Americans? Yes! Next and last, it's time for more Chinese Americans to run for office. Will you do that also? Yes! We need Chinese Americans to run for city council. We need Chinese Americans to run for state house. We need Chinese Americans to run for state senate. We need more Chinese Americans to run for Congress, though not in my congressional district. Of inclusion on the very day and at the time that we're celebrating the repeal of the Chinese Exclusion Act. And so I just want to close with one of my favorite sayings, which is, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today's a gift. That's why we call it the present. And so I'm honored and blessed to be with you here in the present to celebrate you, to celebrate the repeal of the Chinese Exclusion Act, and hopefully more acts of Chinese inclusion in our country. God bless all of you. God bless America. Thank you.